Hi, clowns. Welcome to Crimenelia Street. I'm Tori.
I'm Sam, and we're gathered here today for another episode of Crimenelia Street.
Sam tonight is still bitter about second in trivia. I can relate.
Right, I think about it a bit more than I should because we were robbed in Taylor Swift trivia. We were in the lead, everything was going great, and then it got snatched up from under us at the last round. So, yeah.
Yeah, can we find a trivia that doesn't have that crazy bonus question at the end? I think they all have that. Maybe we should start our own trivia company and it would be more fair.
Absolutely, I agree. Just a little bit more even Stevens with that. Yeah.
A bit more ethical.
Ethical, absolutely. Because that was rude, quite frankly. But no, I guess next time we'll just have to know more. That's it.
What was that last question? It was it was which films no, what were the characters of the films that she had been in? And like there was five different characters and then you had to put them like in order of like
Right,
chronological order.
exactly. Yep, and there was like the Lorax was in there, Cats, of course. Was it just animated films or was it films in
I don't
general?
think
I can't
so.
remember. Okay, just films in general, but yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you more
I still
than
don't
the
know him.
three I just listed. Yeah. Um, and tonight, Tori is 1989 puffer jacket. Was that a purchase?
It was not, but it has been on my mind. But it's just like, God, my closet rack is gonna fall down if I get one more sweater or jacket. Um, so like I refrained, but I'm questioning if I should be regretting it or not. I think I do. I think I do. But that's okay. It was like $150, so
Ooh,
we didn't need that. We didn't need that. Yeah, it's
that
cute though.
is, it is. I was looking at all the different, and also for context, there the Christmas pretty much merchandise was just dropped on Taylor Swift's website today. So there's just so many cute things
Holiday
and
drop. I did get the Champagne Problems guitar. Nope, the Champagne Problems piano.
hmm
And then I think I know I got another one. I just can't remember what it was, but I know it was an Eras tour one. Things are a little foggy. It's such a scramble when you get in because you gotta get your things
it's
quickly.
right. I'm sure it's all sold out now.
The hot items are sold out for sure.
Yeah, I actually have never officially bought merch from her website just because I'm always like, I just
Yeah.
can't. I don't know, but
It's expensive, dude. I mean, the ornaments are $25 a piece. That's a lot. And I think they will go on sale. I think they go on sale around Christmas too.
hmm
So they get cheaper. But yeah, I mean, $25 an ornament, that's a lot. Why'd I do that actually?
it's okay. It's a collectible.
True. Yep. You're right. You're right.
But we have quite the story ahead of us. It is very just perplexing.
Mhm.
It boggled my mind a bit when
Okay.
I just fully got through it. So I'll be interested to hear your thoughts at the end, or and all throughout, of course.
Hold
But
your
like at the end.
hold your tongue now.
Right. No, did not mean it like that. Yeah, it's very interesting. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much left of my mind there is to be boggled after the Robert one. So I will do my best to have
oh,
insightful feedback.
okay, dope. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, we're going to start off by talking about Janelle Potter. She was born in Pennsylvania on April the 27th, 1981, to parents Barbara and Marvin, and he goes by Buddy. And throughout the story, I'll just be referring to him as Buddy. Her mother worked for Hewlett Packard, and her dad was a retired Marine veteran. Now, also, According to himself, this has never been substantiated, but he also worked for the CIA.
Okay. Well, they don't substantiate it, so jury's out. Jury's
Right,
out.
right. You got to keep that under wraps. So, but he, humble brag, he was a CIA agent. You know what I mean? So, there was also an older sister in the family. Her name was Christy. She chose to estrange herself from the family. Her parents often referred to her as a bad egg, and they pretty much focused all of their attention on Jenelle. And this is for quite a few reasons. Jenelle was born partially deaf and with type 1 diabetes. She also was diagnosed with quite a few learning disabilities. She was said to operate in school at the level of a 9-year old. She never really went past that. And her parents were very overprotective of her. They were very strict. Anytime that Jenelle might get in trouble at school, they would pretty much, there was no repercussions for things that she would do. They were always just kind of saying, she can do no wrong type of thing.
Just like making excuses.
Yeah, making excuses, sheltered her, and really just kind of coddled her. So,
Yeah.
yeah, she struggled in school a lot. And also, she struggled socially. She wasn't really allowed to have friends.
Okay. Man, not allowed to have friends.
Right.
That's just mean.
I know, not allowed to have friends at all. So she was described as tall, and she would also talk in a baby or childlike voice all the time, even growing up into a teenager. Which, when I was hearing this, it reminded me, and it's funny because a few other podcasts I've listened to about this case said the same. It reminded me of Gypsy Rose, how she would talk in that
Okay.
childlike voice to kind of, I don't know, appease her mom or whatever it was. So it's just interesting.
Right. And I thought of like Munchausen syndrome too when you were saying that. I mean, it's not Munchausen syndrome, but it feels like there might be some similarities there where the parents could potentially be like stunting her mental
Yeah,
development.
stunting her growth, stunting her development, things like that. Now, the only time Jenelle did get socialization was online. Her parents were aware of her activity online, but they saw it as pretty harmless. She would go on MySpace super frequently and Facebook when it came out. She was pretty much friending anyone she came across. She was like a serial adder type of thing. Um, and it's like she would just post pictures of like rainbows and kittens and, what cute. It's like,
It's nice.
get it? Okay. But
It's crazy. It's wild to me that they're so like shelter her so much in person, but not online. Because I feel like online is like one of the scariest. What's the time frame here?
so this is at this point in the early 2000s.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe they weren't aware of how scary the internet is yet. I feel like it's really become a thing lately where it's like that's like my big thing. I feel like I'm gonna be bad about shelter
Oh, for sure.
my kid from when he gets to that age. But like in-person friendships and stuff, I can keep an eye on that,
Yeah, yeah. And
easier.
there's so many more tools out nowadays for parents to just help not control their kids, but to help monitor
True.
their activity online. But back then, oh, dude, I was in chat rooms I should never have been.
Dude, same. Yeah, but that's why I asked the time frame because I feel like our parents didn't really know
Right.
how bad it could be at that time, and they're kind of in that time frame too, where like it wasn't people weren't as aware of it, I feel like.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so she got all of her socialization online, and she kind of I think, realized she could be whoever she wanted to be online. She made herself to be very successful and like rich online, almost like a socialite. And she would even make up like fake pages and like, surround herself with these fake pages as a friend group and a fake boyfriend, and it was very, she had her own little group. And yeah, her parents just thought it was pretty harmless. It kept her busy, I suppose. As she became an adult, just from her health issues and everything, she relied on disability and just lived at home. She didn't have a job. She couldn't drive. She was completely dependent on her parents. So they're like, oh, she's here. What's the worst that could happen? In 2005, Jenelle and her parents moved to Mountain City, Tennessee. And this is a pretty small, tight-knit community. There's only about 2,500 people there. So, everyone kind of knew everyone. At this point, Barbara and Buddy would often drive Jenelle to a local pharmacy so she could pick up her medications. And she began to strike up a conversation with a pharmacy tech there by the name of Tracy Greenwell. Tracy kind of picked up that Jenelle didn't have a lot of friends. She could tell that she was a little bit socially awkward. So they kind of struck up a friendship. She would talk to her each time she came in and ask her about her day. And eventually they ended up trading phone numbers. And this was Janelle's first official friend, like in real life. She knew that her parents wouldn't just right away approve of her hanging out with this girl. So they would sneak conversations on the phone, and eventually she got her dad to come into the pharmacy with her and meet Tracy, and they kind of got acquainted with her, and it ended up being where Tracy would be allowed to hang out with Jenelle outside of the house. And it was a huge deal. Her dad, Buddy,
Yeah, I bet.
yeah, he was like, so where are you going? And Tracy's like, we're going to go to the mall. And he's like, okay, what stores are you going to? And Tracy's like, I don't know. They're like 24, 25 at this point. So eventually, though, he was like, okay, you can go hang out with her at the mall. Just have her back at this time. If you're late by just a minute, you'll never see her again. Absolutely no boys and no drinking and no smoking. And you're just going to go to the mall and come back. And they're like, yes, yes, sir. Absolutely. um, so guess what?
They went to a bar
With
some boys.
They sure did. They did not go to the mall. They went to a local bar instead. Jenelle got to try beer for the first time. She had a few. Yeah, and they just had a good time hanging out. Like, this was her emergence into the world. She was on cloud nine at this point. And
Aww.
yeah, and she actually did get Jenelle home on time. So at this point, her dad was like, okay, I trust you. And they were allowed to hang out. So she was cleared. Like, she was good with the family.
I'm surprised they didn't realize that she had been drinking.
I know. She must have been like, oh, I'm so sleepy. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I know that move. Yeah.
But yeah, from here on out, Jenelle began to have more of a normal social life. They would go out and do different activities like rock climbing, or they would go out to eat, things like that. I mentioned she was pretty active on Facebook. What's kind of funny is the day after they hung out for the first time at the bar, she went and found everyone and added them on Facebook, which is like, okay. Especially nowadays.
I was gonna say that, like, I would never now.
Right.
But I will say around that time frame, I was a little more ad happy than I am. Now it's like cringy almost to add someone.
Right. Like,
which is stupid.
I know. It used to be so cavalier. Now it's pretty serious. Not really. Do you remember?
It is though.
Do you remember the pokes? Like poking people?
Oh my god. I think aren't they still there? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I do though. Yeah, that was so weird.
That was so weird because that's exclusively flirty, I feel.
Yes, and it's never been anything else.
Right. I'm gonna poke you. Um,
Yeah.
wow, what a time.
What a time.
Uh, but yeah, so she added everybody.
Of
And
course.
one of these people that she added was actually Tracy's older brother, whose name is Billy. Billy Payne. Payne. He was kind of known around town as a bit of a playboy. He was like a ladies' man. Um, yeah, he was super flirty, all of that, and Jenelle instantly became obsessed. She had the biggest crush on him, and he did not view her in the same light. It was more of, oh, this is my sister's friend, my little sister's friend. Whatever. But she, she was crushing hard for sure. With time, with Tracy hanging out with Jenelle and Jenelle being around her and her family, Tracy kind of picked up that Jenelle did have a huge crush on him, and she knew that he didn't like her back. So to kind of, this is so crazy, to make the situation a little easier for Jenelle, she introduced her to her cousin, and his name is Jamie Curd.
Okay.
Now he was older. He was like 50, and she's like,
Whoa.
yeah, she's like 20, probably 26, 27 at this time. And
And like emotionally stunted.
right,
So it just feels like a weird move.
it's odd. So she introduced Janelle to her cousin, Jamie Curd. He was a lot older and he didn't have a lot of friends or romantic prospects or anything. So she figured that they might hit it off, which they did. And yeah, he fixed computers for a living. So they would actually use that as an excuse for him to come over to her house, and they would just, which is crazy because her mom worked for Hewlett Packard. Like, I'm like, what did she do there? I could not figure
Right.
that out because this guy was coming over to fix their computer all the time.
That thing is really broken.
It must
Just
be. Like, what are you doing to it?
I feel like today it's like just buy a new one.
Right, just replace it. No, it
Oh
was
my. Oh my.
super strange, but
I'm surprised with how like protective they are. They didn't pick up on that too.
right, right. I think they just probably saw that he was so much older and didn't think that.
Couldn't be.
Right, but there's
Couldn't be.
tons of selfies of her and Jamie together in her house.
Oh wow. So he definitely looks much older than her.
Hmm.
Um yeah, it's a little, I don't know, a little startling, I think. Um seeing the image of them together in like a clear romantic sense. They look happy though.
Right, I mean, they were having a good old time. But in secret, they were secret lovers.
They're definitely smooching in one of the photos, so
Right.
um Papa would not be pleased.
He would not. But they got away with it. So yeah, she would always just say that her computer needed some work done on it, and he would actually end up sneaking her like a burner phone so they could talk and text privately without her parents knowing. So it was serious. Like they had to keep and she's like 27 at this point. It's crazy. So time is going on, and it is now Memorial Day of 2010. Jenelle is now 29 years old, and her and Jamie are still in a secret relationship, but she still is keeping up her social life, pretty much unbeknownst to her parents. Her parents kept away from everyone in town, so there wasn't really any opportunity for them to know what Jenelle was out and about doing. She'd just always be like, "Oh, I'm with Tracy. I'm with Tracy." and it was fine. They're like, oh, okay. So,
And this is like 2 years later now. So this has
yeah,
been a while.
right, right. I mean,
Okay.
at this point, they've lived in Mountain City for 5 years. So things have progressed. Tracy picks up Jenelle to go to a Memorial Day barbecue that pretty much the whole town was at. And there, Jenelle sees Billy again for the first time in a little bit. And she is still very much obsessed with him, even though she's with Jamie.
Great. Okay.
So she still has a huge crush on him, and this time Billy actually has a girlfriend, and he's never had a girlfriend like this before that he kept around. And her name is Billie Jean Hayward. So there's Billy and Billie Jean.
I love Billie Jean. That's just a cute name. Sorry.
It is super cute. So he has a girlfriend named Billie Jean, and Tracy explains after Jenelle asks who she is that they're pretty serious. They've been talking for a little bit, and Jenelle starts to freak out, and she starts sobbing uncontrollably, and no one really understands what's happening. But Tracy ends up having to take her back home because she's so upset over this new
Whoa.
girlfriend.
Wow.
Yeah. And when Jenelle gets home, she looks at Billie Jean on Facebook, of course, right away, and looks through all of her posts and pictures and kind of stalks her a little bit. In the days following, Jenelle ends up posting anonymously on a few different forums. I never heard of this website before this case, or maybe I have, I just can't remember, but it's called Topics. It's like Topix. And it was almost like a Craigslist, but just for posting different topics about your town almost. But I guess Mountain City had a pretty active topics page. So Jenelle starts posting on there and on Facebook about Billie Jean and her friends, claiming that they are HIV positive, that they're sex workers, that they're drug abusers, and all this
Come
stuff.
on.
And what's also funny or interesting is she starts to make anonymous posts about herself, kind of praising herself, saying how funny she is. Oh, have you guys heard about Jenelle Potter? She's so great. She's so nice. She's so pretty. Things like that.
Woof. That is wow.
Yeah,
It's cringy. It's cringy.
it's a choice for sure. She also ends up making a Facebook profile under the name of Matt Potter and starts to make posts about Billie Jean and Billy Payne and just talking about how awful they are, how they're horrible people, and then
Wow.
also praising herself. So I feel like everyone is kind of looking at this like, we know who's making these posts, but okay.
Right. It's pretty clear, I would think.
Right. So Billy Payne, Tracy's brother, is seeing all this and he's very upset and he wants to confront Jenelle about it, but Tracy talks him down. She reminds him that Jenelle is somewhat mentally handicapped and that combined with her chronic illnesses, it just really affects her and maybe she's just kind of searching for attention in the wrong way, and she told him to just ignore it. It's gonna die down. It will go away. Don't worry about it.
It's a good friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So things start to slow down, but then one day, someone starts making anonymous posts about Jenelle, saying how she is really annoying and how no one likes her. They say she's ugly, that she has really big teeth. And these posts start to get really aggressive and they escalate to threats of violence against Jenelle. So now Jenelle is kind of freaking out, being super paranoid, and she's telling her parents how she's getting harassed online. Then one day she's at home and she hears a crash. She runs to the front room of their house and she sees a rock that someone had thrown through their window, And on the rock,
Oh, wow.
right, on the rock, written in Sharpie, it said Billy Payne, Billie Jean Hayworth, and randomly, I'm not your Huckleberry.
Huckleberry?
I'm not your Huckleberry. Yeah.
What is that like a reference? What is that?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Looks like a girl's handwriting, I will say.
Right. But someone's throwing it at her house. Starting to get a little cray-cray. So at this point, Jenelle files a report with the police for harassment and stalking against Billy Payne and Billie Jean. Even through all this, she is still posting online about Billy Payne and Billie Jean and about how awful they are. Like, so it's just
Girl, come on.
it's like this craziness is happening. That's why I'm like, this is insane.
It feels like hysteria. Like what? Like someone needs to stop.
It's out of control. Like online, well, I know online bullying and things like that can have super serious implications and it's never okay, but she's also the one doing this bullying, and instigating. So who knows what's happening at this point. After all this is the end of 2010. Billy Payne and Billie Jean end up getting engaged. And shortly after, Billie Jean announces that she's pregnant. And this causes Jenelle to absolutely spiral. And she started to post more on topics on Facebook.
Oh, God. So it says, it's from Matt Porter, which is Jenelle, and it says those two need to die. Number twos, by the way, for both instances of two. And that baby too. Oh my goodness.
Right. It's a girl.
Wow. Yeah, that is far too far.
Yeah. At this point, Billie Jean ends up getting a restraining order against Jenelle, and in the months following, there's like several lawsuits that happen between the two of them. And Billie Jean starts filing lawsuits against Jenelle and her family for harassment because even when they see each other in public, it'd mainly be Jenelle and her mother, Barbara. Her mother would start yelling at Billie Jean's, calling her a whore and calling her baby a demon and all these things. After these lawsuits get settled, which Jenelle and her family lose, by the way, things kind of finally come to a head. And this is so crazy because this should have happened a long time ago. Things come to a head when Billy Payne and Billie Jean unfriend and block Jenelle on Facebook.
Oh, I assume that they already had.
You would think, right? But no.
So restraining order, not the block, though.
Right. I would assume that would be a part of the restraining order, but I don't know.
Right.
Normal.
It would come before the restraining order because I would maybe hope that would do the trick.
Exactly.
And then had that not done the trick, then maybe the restraining order. But yeah.
Right.
Interesting choices.
Yep. Interesting choices for sure. So shortly after, I call it the great unfriending, Barbara, Jenelle's mother, gets an email with the subject of urgent top secret from the CIA. And
interesting.
It's from a person saying that they are a CIA agent named Chris that monitors internet activity, and he has uncovered a bunch of threats against Jenelle. Chris says that he is doing surveillance on someone named Billy Payne, and that he is actually in a local gang, and that he has uncovered a plot to harm or kill Jenelle.
Huh. Okay.
So
I'm just trying to figure out who's writing this because that doesn't seem like it would be something Billy or Billy would write.
Right.
Because it implicates them.
Yeah.
Themselves, So who else is getting involved in this?
Chris does not trust the local police with this information because I guess the Payne family was tied in with the police. So he was reaching out to make them aware and to make sure that Jenelle stays safe. And in this initial email, he attaches a couple photos of himself. One is him in his CIA uniform with his badge, and another one is of him driving a Lamborghini.
Hmm,
So
that's under the radar.
super, yeah, under the radar, super laid back, no big deal.
Yeah.
Here's me in a Lamborghini. At this point, Jamie Curd, Janelle's secret boyfriend,
Oh, he's still around for all this. I don't know why I assumed he.
he's hanging on. um,
Wow. Okay.
well, see, also, he starts to get emails from Chris, the CIA agent, as well, saying pretty much the same thing. And he starts to get really worried. He shows Janelle these emails and she's freaking out and she's fearing for her life at this point. So it is now August 2011. I guess through all this happening, all the online things, Billie Jean getting the restraining order against Janelle, Billy Payne has finally had enough of everything and he calls Janelle's father, Buddy, and is like, this is going on. Your wife and your daughter are harassing my family. We can't do this anymore. How can we make this stop? And her dad is still in the dark. He must have just been chilling out the whole time. I don't know.
Okay.
So Buddy asked Barbara about it. And then Barbara comes clean to Buddy and says that Billy Payne is lying and that he's actually in a gang. And then she starts to show him this whole correspondence that has been happening months and months with a CIA agent named Chris, who her mom ended up, I don't know if it was like, it was a borderline romantic, the things that they were saying to each other and that she was saying to him. And it was just very, like, she
To
would,
the Chris guy?
yeah, like she would call him, oh, I think of you as a son. I thank you so much for protecting our family. But then it'd just be like, it would be borderline flirty and stuff. The things that she was saying. And it was so strange. But she shows him all these emails, and now Buddy sees that Janelle is in danger.
So is his marriage.
Yeah. Well, I guess now it's just like he's just fully freaked out, and him and Barbara decide that they need to protect Janelle at all costs. Barbara emails Chris and says that she has had enough of everything and that she's ready to take care of this herself and that she doesn't want to kill, but she will if she has to.
Like, call the
No.
cops. What are you doing?
So he confesses everything and then he immediately asks if anyone from the CIA has arrived yet. And they're like, no, dude, no, that's not happening. And he's starting to realize what's been happening. And Jamie then agrees to help get a confession out of Buddy. And he calls Buddy with the detectives. And I'm actually going to play the call.
He's saying people are pointing fingers and he's like getting nervous and he asked if Jamie has gotten rid of everything and Jamie says yeah and then he says that makes me feel better.
Yeah. So Jamie is actually asking Buddy if he's gotten rid of everything from the home, and he's like, yeah.
Ooh, I had it backwards. Okay.
Yeah. But that call is enough for detectives to arrest Buddy, and they bring him in. He is still denying everything. He doesn't realize that the police were listening on the other end of the phone call when Jamie called him. And at this point, Barbara's freaking out. Barbara, the mom, she's saying that, oh my gosh, you guys are always trying to blame us for everything. Because remember, all the harassment suits, they ruled against the Potters overwhelmingly. They're like, you guys are crazy. So she's like, you guys have never liked us ever since we came here. You took him without his oxygen tank, his heart medication. How could he do all this? How could he kill these people when he has all these ailments and everything? It's like, well, he did.
Wow.
He found a way.
Right.
So the police also get a warrant to search the house. They found over 50 guns just scattered under couch cushions, bedside tables, on the dining room table, like in just random kitchen
Over
drawers.
50?
Over 50 guns.
Is this a mansion?
No, it's just a normal, humble home.
50 is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's so unnecessary. They also found hundreds of printed emails from the CIA agent, Chris Potter, that Barbara had.
Are those shredded?
Yeah, they started to shred.
Oh.
And I saw a few reports that there was an agent or there was a police officer or a detective or someone who spent a month piecing these emails together.
That is 3. So in the picture, there's 3 full normal sized trash bags stuffed with shreds of paper. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Holy
the
cow.
emails.
Why print them? Why even print them?
I know. So strange. And not only did they print the emails for some reason, they also printed pictures of Billy Payne and Billie Jean from Facebook with their faces X'd out.
Weird.
And when police entered the
Oh
home,
my God.
they became alarmed because Barbara started ripping up all these pieces of paper, and they were the pictures from Facebook that they had like put X's out on their faces, and like on Billie Jean's picture they wrote bitch, and she was like ripping them up to get rid of the evidence. It's like, girl, what are you?
You done been caught.
Right.
They're here.
Yeah.
They're here, Barbara.
Right. So yeah, all just very
Wow.
odd.
Cool. It feels so dramatic. Like it feels like a TV show or something. Like an old TV show. Like it wouldn't fly anymore.
They began to piece the emails together, and they soon realized that CIA agent Chris is not real. There were so many spelling mistakes, and the cadence and the way the person was typing resembled just one person, Jenelle Potter. Yep. It matched with
Surprise.
all of the anonymous posts online and on Facebook, even the ones that were talking negatively about her, which, as I mentioned, she said some pretty vile things about herself. And then, of course, they also were able to get the IP address from the emails, and they were all from Janelle's personal computer in her bedroom. So it was her talking to her mom and Jamie for years.
In like a romantic way.
Yeah.
Kind of. It makes me think of that the documentary with the mom who was like harassing her daughter. It just came out recently.
I actually haven't seen that yet, but that is nuts. I've heard that's like really sickening to watch. What is it called?
The Phone Call or something?
It's on Netflix, right?
I think so, yeah. Unknown Number.
Okay.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good watch. It's you kind of know the premise, so like you're mentally prepared a bit. But yeah, it's just like, what the hell? Who could do that?
I know. So crazy.
It's just weird.
It's just weird, and for it to escalate this far is insane.
This is, yeah. And for no one to pick up on what was happening too, like just believe that this random CIA dude is like, why wouldn't the CIA come?
Right. Well, he was kept up on other missions, and he was being held back, so he was relying on them to help. And he definitely I'm actually being for real. Like he would tell them to do whatever they could to protect Jenelle, because she deserves to be kept safe, and she's such a sweet girl. And it's like saying all these great things. She deserves it. She's so amazing, and I can tell. And she's just a victim in all of this and, for years. So, with that being said, this was plenty of evidence to arrest all of them. So, Buddy Potter received 2 life sentences. Jamie Curd, the boyfriend, got 25 years with a chance of parole, which he has tried to get out twice. Once was 3.5 years after he got in, and then it was denied, and he's tried again. I think it was in 2017 and has been denied as well. And so both Barbara and Jenelle have gotten 25 years to life for conspiracy to commit murder. Jenelle and Barbara continue to deny any involvement. Jenelle actually continues to play the victim and says that she was actually harassed by Billie Jean and her friends because, and this was in a 2020 interview, because she was too pretty to live and they were jealous.
Wow, like they're
Mhm.
dead, dude.
Yeah. And
That's
Barbara
disgusting.
actually insists that Buddy is innocent too. She said, she told 2020, when they took him, they took no oxygen, they took no medication, and they interviewed him for hours. When his oxygen gets low, he says things that don't make sense or are incorrect.
So he confessed?
I mean, he confessed, but she's insisting that it's because he was not in his right state of mind or whatever.
Right.
But Tyler Payne, the baby, is being raised by family members. So he is alive and hopefully well. But
Yeah.
that is a catfish story from hell that I thought escalated pretty crazy.
Yeah, the escalation is crazy. The fact that there's so many people involved and no one said, should we put on our thinking caps today?
Hmm.
And I
This
mean,
is
3 people at least.
right, right. This is a problem. It's all online. And then apart from the rock thing, and then I guess the restraining orders, and then maybe the yelling at them in person. I don't know. I just would never think that murder would be the next step.
No,
So,
no, not ever. Especially they just had a baby. Like, my God, kind of
yeah.
monsters. Do you think she did the rock?
Oh, yeah.
She had to have done the rock, right?
Yeah. I've never seen that actually substantiated, but who else would have done the rock? Like, no one
Right.
was caring. Like, they were just like, whatever, we're just gonna ignore this crazy girl that.
Yeah, man, I bet Tracy's got to be feeling some type of way.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I'm just like that emoji right now with like the mind blown.
It is insane that the way that Chris, the CIA agent, was talking is just so like not official at all. It's just like normal like how you talk and type,
Right.
or you talk to type or
Did
something
they
like.
not
Right.
with the twos instead of TO?
Right. And then it's like there's like,
Like the number two?
yeah, and like the first email was like top secret exclamation, like 9 exclamation points or something. Like it's just like this crazy thing. But
Oh
it's just
my God.
unfortunate that Janelle tricked everybody. And that's why I think like she was way smarter than people people thought. She was able to manipulate 3 adults to
Yeah.
doing all this for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Did she get any kind of like mentally unstable during her trial, you know? I guess it's really only insane that isn't it, that you can get less of a sentence for?
Yeah, like claim insanity.
Yes, yeah. I guess she wouldn't meet that benchmark.
Right, right. Nope, she was found totally normal. But she still says she's innocent, that
Mhm.
she never wanted them to die and all this, and that it wasn't her. But it's like, yes, you conspired to commit murder, so yeah. You are in jail for a reason.
100%. Yeah. Mm.
But yeah.
Happy stuff.
Okay, happy
Yeah.
stuff.
Holidays. Merry Christmas. We got the merch drop.
And in a month from now, we'll have the docuseries, which we just got the trailer for.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. It just like, it brings back some memories.
This time last year, we were still watching our live streams, and we had no idea that this time the following year we'd have a whole new album. I feel like we would hope for as much, but we had no idea what would actually happen. But yeah, I can't wait to see.
We did think
Oh,
we'd have Rep TV by now.
yeah, we did.
But Showgirl was better, I would say. We got all new music.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And whenever, if ever we get it, it will be so great. Yeah. There were a couple little points in the trailer that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to learn more about that. Like we saw the gold bodysuit. Did you see that little blip in there?
Of like with the gold snakes, you mean?
Like it's her backstage and it's her being excited or something.
Aw. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for like the behind the scenes moments. Like there's that part where she's about to come out in the leather bodysuit and there's like a little message on the floor
Yes.
as she's going up.
Yes. I saw actually someone post about that and they're like, we think it says it has a city name and stuff, and then it also says, we love you, we're all here for you, or we're all behind you underneath it, or just like a cute little like motivational message for her to read before she goes up.
Yeah, I think we saw the same post. I saw that too. And it said, "Oh, I hope you have as much fun as you can tonight," or something like
That's
that.
it. Yeah.
Too. It's so cute. Yeah, I'm excited to see all that, like just the stuff that made it happen, I guess, and like how people kept their morale up and stuff. I mean, it had to be so exhausting.
But I can't wait to see the Tortured Poets part of the Eras Tour. So it's like, are we going to see the whole Eras Tour in Vancouver? Like, is it a whole new thing? Or is it the Eras Tour movie just with Tortured Poets inserted in? But then
I have so many questions. I still haven't seen anything that says that we're getting the whole Eras Tour and the docu-series.
oh my gosh, have I just assumed?
I don't know. You and Cho said that that was definitely happening, so I figured you guys saw something.
A second concert film is scheduled to be released on Disney Plus on December 12th, along with the premiere of the Behind the Scenes docuseries. But that's from Wikipedia.
Thank you so much. Well, they're usually right.
Right.
I was Google AI also says that. It says that it's a separate new film.
Okay.
So I don't even think they're clipping it in. I think it's going to be a whole new thing, which honestly makes sense because there's other parts of the tour that were different too than just the Torture Poets department being added in. Like the whole set was a little different, you know?
Right.
And then it says also includes a docu-series. So yeah, it's got to be two separate.
Recorded at the final show in Vancouver, the new film will contain the Tortured Poets Department act from the revamped set list. So I guess, I mean, we can like officially be looking forward to that.
I am so stoked. Yeah, we got less than a month now, or exactly a month. I don't know how that math works.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it will be here before we know it. Time is flying. So yeah.
And then Christmas.
And
it's interesting she's doing it December 12th and not December 13th. It makes me think that there is something else on December. It's crazy. But why I know it's a 12th album, but like this isn't, I guess it's like in some way correlated to the life of a showgirl because it is the showgirl on the Eras Tour, but yeah, why not on Swiftmas?
Right. What is the reason? I forgot to mention that, so at my sister's wedding, we had like the hair and makeup people, and the hair lady was like, okay, what do you want? Because my sister was like, do whatever you want with your hair. I'm like, I want Sabrina Carpenter hair. And she did so great. And then we were talking, and I also mentioned how my sister loves the 1975. And so she was like, I'm just so glad I didn't have to hear one Taylor Swift song this entire time. I just can't stand her. I'm like, oh,
Ew.
I didn't, because I was gonna, because she mentioned she loves true crime and stuff. So I was gonna be like, oh, you should listen. After that, I was like, oh, not gonna mention
It's
this.
probably not. That's the person you're like, well, the palate cleansers are only at the end, so it's easy to
Can
skip
skip.
past.
I mean, she was great.
I
Loved
will
her and
say,
everything. I get it.
yeah, the Swiftie in us is pretty embedded into every part. Like, I try to keep it out of the middle, but I feel like we'll make little jokes here.
Right.
It's just who we are.
Right. And it's just how we move about life. Really. Just it's fine though. It's
Just
cool.
swifting
See,
along.
so what we're trying to say is we're very
Yeah.
we can talk to people that aren't our friends and it's fine. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Look at it.
We're humans. We're humans with our bangs and we just move through life that way.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for joining us at Crimenelia Street today. You can send us an email with any thoughts you have on this case or maybe the Robert Wan case. That would be great at crimeneliast@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at CrimeneliaST Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Crimenelia Street. And you can watch every episode we have, like and subscribe to us on YouTube at Crimenelia Street Podcast. Bye, clowns.